So this is a how-to for recycling reverse osmosis pre-charcoal filters, not the reverse osmosis membrane itself. I have ironstone in my well, so I get iron oxide, silt, sediment basically, that clogs my pre-filters, my charcoal pre-filters. It's basically liquid rust sludge, and I'll show you what that looks like coming out. It is orange. It's not bad for you, but it does clog these filters and causes eventually causes the reverse osmosis system to stop flowing or flow very poorly. This is a name brand, which covers that name brand type of filter, and they are getting more expensive all the time. Apparently, oddly enough, they're not getting cheaper. Step number one is to submerge them with the fitting up and make sure that they all stay under the surface of the water, which means that they're saturated. And that loosens and frees up the iron oxide. I left this one. This one's not completely submerged yet. You can see a couple of these are bubbling still. Soaking these overnight is a good idea. And the best way to get these saturated is actually to shake them up and down. And you'll see all these bubbles coming out of here. Until it's submerged. Now it's submerged. That doesn't mean all the air's out of it. So soaking them overnight's a good idea. But you can actually see, like this one here, there's no bubble. And here you can see there's bubbles still sitting in some of these. Yep, but just shaking them up and down. This one's completely saturated because I just pulled it because I'm about to flush filters. I might as well do them all at the same time. So I've been collecting these over the years, and we'll show you the next step after I soak these for a while. Okay, so this is the key to this whole thing. You might think you know what this is, and you might be kind of correct. You might be kind of not. This is a 3/8 inch air line used to power home grade from an air compressor. Air tools. I have a small portable compressor that I use, but this is not a standard coupler. This is a universal fit coupler. So basically it has a little slip collar inside of it that can adjust to many different type of air tool nipples, and anyone who's ever worked air tools knows there's no less than 897 different types of air tool coupler and nipple combinations out there. This can couple to just about any of them, some better than others, but does couple to pretty much anything pretty well. So that I have to see if I can. I've had this a long time. I have to see if I can find a link to it. It's actually really pretty nice high quality brass, which I guess means you could tell it's more than 20 years old. Instead of the cheap stuff they make the most of them out of, and it's never failed. I wish I had another one around somewhere. But anyway, so you do want to wear junk clothes when you're doing this, because you will get splattered and messy. What I do is I keep the water, I do this inside the bucket under the water to try to keep the splatter down, but there's still splatter. And do wear safety glasses. I have mine at the ready here. I don't wear gloves just because anything you wear when you do this tends to get trashed. So I don't know if I can do this with one arm or not. Let's have a look-see. Let her go. Yeehaw! I got water on my camera. That was just a couple of seconds, and you can already see the. I gotta clean this lens, Joe. This is good to do on a warm day. But you can already see after less than probably a second, you can see the orange in the water here. And that's what you do, man. These things are freaking expensive. I think they were like 66 bucks for a 2-pack last time I looked. That was pre-COVID, because I've actually been able to recycle these same dozen filters for a couple of years now. I'm sure they're probably 40 bucks a cartridge now. I'm not going to get any cheaper until eventually they're obsolete. So there you go. You know, this is the charcoal pre-filter. And again, mine get packed up with iron oxide. I don't have chlorine in my water. I have well water. So I have never had to replace a reverse osmosis membrane in my system. And I do have an extra one for it. And I hope I never have to. But keep your pre-filters clear and everything flows good. And I'm going to get to it here. Make a mess. I'll show you what that water looks like after I'm done. Alright, so here's what my water looks like after the purge. You cannot see to the bottom of that. You really can't even see 3 inches or so down there. And this is what I look like. So yeah, wear some junk clothes. The last step here is to take these and put them on some kind of rack, elevated rack, and let them purge out so that they dry. And that's it, man. They'll be ready to roll. You'd really be surprised how well these flow. Almost like brand new after being purged out like this. You can imagine that iron oxide silt. I don't have a picture of what it looks like, but it does look like a muddy sludge when it clogs. Because when I figured this out, I cut one of these open to take a look at what was inside and how it was clogged. And that's when I figured out when I blow it out from the inside, I could push that iron oxide silt out through the intake, out through the indoor, as it were, and reuse the cartridges. So there you have it. Hope you enjoy. Save some money. Buco dinero. Muy bien.